Yeah. What's up? It's the Underground Dugout right here live, FLO Empire Radio.
Live?
What's
yes.
good? Are we live?
Yes, we are.
We ain't dead.
Yeah. You're a muscle man today. Look at you.
No, it's the shirt. It's the shirt. It's a little young.
We're live on Underground Dugout.
The size is extra medium.
Yeah.
It's medium.
Let me tell you something. Fred Hickson is somebody that knows the business. I mean, he's one of those cats that I always call, and if I have any questions, things that I don't know about the industry, he's been down for a long time. He knows a lot of people in the industry. He knows the music business. I let him hit Ari Dixon. Oh, I was like, yo, this cat we were trying to work with. He listened to him. He was like, yo, he's a star. Dino. Now, coming from Fred Hickson, trust me, that's like a big deal, man.
That's a huge deal.
You listening in, Ari? You getting co-signed all over the place.
Before we get into what we always do.
Yeah.
We just the room going. Nobody be like, we just like the show, but who are these guys?
What are they doing?
It's like, wait, I think this is my right.
Two black guys.
Chocolate Martine herself, Miss Martine Emile. Distinguished gentleman over here on my left. National Hip Hop Museum's Director of Community Affairs, Mr. Tasheik Devane. Tasheik.
Yes.
Yeah, we all know who I am. Yeah, that guy.
Who? This guy over here.
Ow. That's my thing. I gotta do it.
He's funny.
I gotta do it.
One, two, 1, 2.
Yes, sir. As you can plainly see, a legend is in the building today with us here in the Underground Dugout. Where? Come on now. It's even like, I don't know what you're talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, proud to announce to you, Rahiem, Furious 5, pioneering hip-hop artist, and still doing it. Still got fire in his lungs, boy.
That's right.
Hall of Fame
and
inductee.
still ageless, like Dougie Fresh, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying, what are y'all doing?
Drinking water? It gotta be more than water.
It's gotta be more than water.
Well, personally, I don't. I no longer eat anything.
The parent.
That is right. That was ever living as far as animal flesh is concerned.
All right, we can go cancel the fish.
Right. Yeah, I'm doing strictly fruit and vegetables now. I was a pescatarian for a while.
Okay.
I went from strict vegetarian. Well, first I was meaty. I was brought up as meaty, and about 8 years ago, I was in the studio recording, and it was pretty late, and we had ordered some Popeyes, and exactly.
Give me a wang.
Right, and that was. I remember it being, really good, really tasty, really crispy, but extremely greasy.
Right.
Could have slicked my waves down, with them if I had waves at the time. And I remember saying to myself, "Wow, this is really good," but if I continue eating like this, I'm not going to be around for the important moments in my baby's life. And she. I believe at the time was 7, and so I'm like, all right, you know what? Starting tomorrow, I'm a vegetarian, and everybody in the studio was like, yeah, well, right. That chicken grease around your mouth says something different. So I was like, yeah, all right. So when I woke up the next morning. I did the master cleanse for 10 days, and then after that I ate split pea soup every day for 8 months.
Oh, wow.
I lost 80 pounds.
80 pounds.
Yeah.
I remember,
Wow.
And there were all kinds of stories, circulating about me. Oh, he's sick. He's smoking. One of the most flattering things that happened to me as a result of my dramatic weight loss was a friend of mine who I'd known for about 30 plus years walking by, and I was on a payphone in my neighborhood, and I had a baseball cap on, which I don't usually wear. And he looked at me and he was like, "Yo, ain't you Raheem's son?" And he was dead serious. And I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna call you right back." Tell me more about my eyes. And saw the beginnings of a six-pack.
Nice.
And
For the first time
for the
in your
first
life?
time in my life. And I was like, you know what? There is no way on God's green earth I am gonna let that disappear. And I went extra hard, and for about 3 summers straight, I walked around with no shirt.
No shirt.
Look at that.
And I got tatted on my stomach.
Yeah.
I started to get thug like
Hey, yo, you know, I'll never forget shortly after that, I think maybe I had ran into you in Pathmark, over there on Tremont. You know,
Right.
Pathmark. And I never forget how you look, man. You talk about an educated shopper, man. An educated food shopper.
Right.
You know, I looked at Ron and it was like, like you could see the contribution and
like
everything, man. I'm
Absolutely.
like, you know what? I got to get on it like that, man, because it's so important. I remember we had a conversation at the Paradise, probably for about an hour or so, man. And I learned so much just talking to you that day. And all I can think about is that how we take for granted what we eat.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And how, not only that, then I started watching a couple of documentaries about, one of them was called Food Incorporated.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you probably seen it.
Oh yeah.
You know, watching that documentary just gives you an idea, almost as if it makes you think that the population are almost like cattle. You know what I mean? The way we're being fed, because we're being fed like mass production.
Yeah.
40 years ago, it would take, you know, just, you know, using numbers, it would take, let's say, 45 days to raise a chicken that weighed 30 pounds.
Absolutely.
Now they raise a chicken that weighs 50 pounds in like 20 days.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Chickens are so heavy, they can't even walk.
Ugh.
Which
They take it from
explains why our children have grown, you know, twice their size in such a short amount of time. You know,
People getting in trouble with these girls that's
Exactly.
they're trying to do something and they're like still teens.
Yeah, but it made me realize that, you know, and just white bread, man. You know, he told me, and I didn't really
Hormones, they
realize
give them
it.
hormones.
You
and
know,
stuff.
like regular bleach.
Yeah.
Like, you know what, man?
White bread, white rice.
Yeah.
You know, there aren't too many things white that I'm. I mean, no pun intended.
You know, because we was talking about like at my job they had these the natural farmers come in that you know have a little sale.
The organic foods and all that.
It was $10 for a bottle of honey. It was a nice little jar of honey. But you know, I'm looking in the jar and I see pieces of the honeycomb in it, so I was like, oh, okay, this is real.
Right.
But the thing I still don't understand to this day, why, if you're spending money for these pesticides and everything else to go into these foods and everything else, why is it cheaper than the stuff without it?
That's a good point.
One of the things that we must know that we should share as much as we can with each other is, you know, food can be used for medicinal purposes. You know, food can be, you know, used as medicine. In fact, you know, the majority of the medications that we use derived from food sources first, whether it be vegetables, fruit, or whatever. And so, because our food can be used for medicinal purposes, there are those that don't want us to know that because they're in business to make us sick, to cause us to have to go to the doctor so that we could get the medications that are basically like putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Maintenance.
Yeah. You are what you eat. You know, if you
Literally.